Wrestling Mindset, Chapter 4. Practice makes perfect, right? Wrong. Perfect practice makes perfect. You're still wrong. Forget about perfection. Perfection does not exist. Even the best wrestlers, Cael Sanderson, Jordan Burroughs, they still make mistakes. There's no such thing as perfect wrestling. Mastery is what you're shooting for. You're trying to be a master at wrestling, not a perfect wrestler. Perfection creates stress, anxiety, nervousness, everything. Strive for mastery. You have to forgive yourself after you make a mistake. You're darn right, I've said it. You have to forgive yourself once you make a mistake. The wrestlers that forgive themselves are usually the best ones. Many coaches say, I can't accept mistakes from you. And what they should really be saying is, we're trying to reduce the amount of mistakes we're making. We want you to still go for it. All the coaches, your coaches still want you going for it. Remember this, the great basketball coach John Wooden always said, the player that makes the most mistakes usually wins. The team that makes the most mistakes usually wins. The wrestler who makes the most mistakes usually wins because they're going after it. They're going after their moves. I'm so passionate about this topic because my thesis was about perfectionism in wrestlers and how it affects them. And to make a long story short, we won't get into all the details, the more perfectionistic you are, the more everything has to go right for you, the more nervous you get, the worse you usually do. So let me say that again. The more perfectionistic you are, the more nervous you usually get, the worse you usually do. So we're going to work on reaching for mastery and forgetting about the word perfection. Here's our mindset exercises. First, I want you to make a highlight tape of yourself and of other wrestlers who go after moves. So first make a highlight tape of yourself, times where you go after it. If you succeed in those matches, that's even better, but if not, just have times where you go after moves, where you attack your technique, where you pull the trigger. That's very important. And then also have other wrestlers that you know that are very successful who use similar moves to you going after it. Things that remind you to go after it, to pull the trigger. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to define winning a little bit differently. Let's redefine what it means to win. Is winning really about getting your hand raised at the end? I know that feels good, and I know we all are looking to win. But let's reframe what it means to win. Let's instead define winning as going after all of your technique. By really going for all of our moves, by doing things right, controlling our effort and our attitude, staying positive all the time. Getting right back up, being in the person's face no matter what happens. If we get right to our feet, boom, we're right back down in our stance. We have a good attitude. We execute. We go after the things we're looking to go after. So really making sure that we redefine what winning means. So write down on your piece of paper, what is winning? Is it really just about getting your hand raised? Is it really about all those titles? Or is it really about your effort and your attitude? So redefine winning. Next, after you make a mistake, how are you going to recover? Let's write down on a piece of paper what you're going to tell yourself right after you make a mistake. And don't be afraid to have a little bit of a sense of humor with it. You make a mistake, you tell yourself, hey, you gotta love it. Or, it's part of the sport. Or, I can make mistakes and I'm still going to succeed in the end. Whatever you want to tell yourself, make something that really resonates with you. What are you going to tell yourself after making a mistake? And also, have something you can do during a match. So what can you do during a match that can remind yourself to forget about the mistake and just move on? Maybe it could be a quick hand clap. Maybe it could be just shake your head real quick. Some quick head shake, some quick clap. No one else needs to know what you're doing, but it's reminding yourself to let go of the mistake. Don't dwell on the mistakes. We can't be perfectionistic if we want to be successful. And remember, it's not about perfectionism. It's about mastery. Stay with us. Wrestling Mindset. Become a mental master in your wrestling.